Hey, there we go.
Yeah, you are.
All right.
Hey.
And whenever you guys are ready, I am ready to start the show.
Been ready.
All right.
Countdown.
Wait, now you.
Sweet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. Oh, man, we got a great show coming up tonight. Let's jump right into it. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan. Say hey.
Hey, when you said let's jump right into it, I thought you were going to have you just start the game, no intros.
No, I just talk really fast. That's all I'm doing. I got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And I got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. So, man, oh man, if you're just joining us here on the Game That Tune podcast, what we do is we listen to video game music. We got 3 songs from a game. We try and guess the game based on the songs, a little bit of trivia, goof off, have a lot of fun. And the winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays their bonus tune. So, John, as quick as possible, tell us, what was the theme for tonight's episode?
The theme for tonight's episode is our every 26 episode redo, where we go back and revisit games we've played on the show before, basically.
That's pretty good, man. That's not the quickest explanation I've ever heard, but yeah, man. We every now and then like to look back on previous games from Game That Tune's history. So we got 5 great games. We got I think a fan request in here as well, and we're gonna look back on some games with some extra tunes from before. So let's do it, man. Let's have game 1.
All right.
Game 1.
So how's everybody feeling?
Wonderful.
Oh yeah, I wrote this down
Overwhelmed.
like within a second.
So this is our fan request from @DireHunchCrow on Twitter. Trivia for this game. This game features over 300 cheat codes, the most notable of which replaces several key words in the game's dialogue, including health and fate and mana, with the word but.
Nice.
Ready on the hat trick button.
Oh yeah, be prepared, John.
Yeah, I'm the one that has to be ready on the hat trick button.
Yeah, that's why I said your name.
Oh.
So we've got John saying Shovel Knight, John saying Shovel Knight, and Jesse saying Shovel Knight Heart.
Mm.
That's a hat trick.
It sure is.
So Shovel Knight, maybe you've played it?
It's fantastic.
I haven't yet.
Yep, it's a really fun game. Love the game.
Seriously, John, you still haven't played this?
No, I have. I just got my 3DS out the other day and recharged it and did system updates and crap like that. I just need to go buy the game and play it. It is for 3DS. It is on 3DS, right? Is it on PC?
Yes.
I was gonna say, is this not on like Steam yet? Like,
I don't know. Everyone just talks about it on 3DS. And by everyone, I mean David. He's my primary source of Shovel Knight.
I like the idea of me just being a Shovel Knight pusher.
I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna reach it.
I don't think it's an idea. I think it's reality.
See, I feel like this game is the perfect example of why these revisit episodes are fun. Because we covered this in episode 9.
Mm.
And
Whoa.
since that time, in 90 some odd episodes, there's been a lot more added to Shovel Knight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is perfect for this because David's played, I think, most of the downloadable content and like new stuff added on where you can like play as the bosses. So that's why I was really hoping that somebody would ask this and ask it of David. So, David, tell us what's new in the last 2 years of Shovel Knight.
Well, the game was released. That happened.
Uh-huh.
So they added amiibo support for the Nintendo versions. The PlayStation version has an optional boss fight against Kratos, where after beating him, you get a new set of armor that lets you attack like Kratos. The Xbox version, you fight the Battletoads, including a section with the Turbo Tunnel, which is awesome.
That's dope.
And that I wanted to use the Battletoads song, but it's literally just the Battletoads NES music. They don't like remix it or change it at all, and I didn't want to fuck with you guys too much.
I mean, it wouldn't have been a fuck with us because I'm aware of the Battletoads DLC, and I'm also aware of how the Shovel Knight soundtrack sounds. You can't hide this game from us.
Then there were also the boss expansions. There's the Plague Knight and the Spectre Knight, and they've not yet released King Knight, but that should be coming out sometime in spring, sometime soon.
Just going to keep going with those? Are they going to do all the bosses? Have they released
No,
Tinker
it's just the 3.
Oh.
I remember because they had a vote over like what bosses you wanted to play, and I cast my vote for Tinker Knight because I wanted to go through in some giant mech suit beating the hell out of everything, but sadly.
That's like some Mega Man X pleasures right there. Like, a little silly knight, and you're just building all kinds of different mech suits. Like, that would be dope. I'm a little disappointed that more people didn't get behind that.
Has anybody else played the expansions?
I've played a little bit of Plague Knight.
Thoughts?
It was super cool. I wish I would have played more. It's weird because it's like you see all this stuff from Shovel Knight, but Plague Knight plays completely different than Shovel Knight. So it's like a completely different game because you have to approach things like just completely different. And I keep saying different because it is different.
Yeah, Plague Knight is a lot floatier and like a lot. The controls don't seem as tight because it's more about like crafting your bombs and using bombs for everything. I really, really liked the Spectre Knight because Spectre Knight was much more like action oriented, and it kind of, I don't know if like speed running is a genre, but it kind of turned the game into a speed running game where like you have to keep momentum and go through everything as fast and quick as possible using all of these like wall jumps and air dives and scythe attacks, and it was really good.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a genre, but it seems like a lot of games release some kind of mode like that. Like, I mean, New Super Mario Brothers put out like New Super Luigi U or whatever, where it was like short levels that are heavy on the kind of complicated platforming stuff. And I'm trying to think of some other ones, but I don't know. I feel like that's all Super Meat Boy is. It's just, get through the level as fast as possible without dying very much. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if it's technically like a genre, but it seems like there's a lot of games that kind of have that feel.
Yeah. I think that, I think a lot of games these days are, at least like the retro kind of platformers or just platformers in general. Like, you can play the game and enjoy it. You can also master the game and possibly enjoy it. But, it's it's cool that the game like this can appeal to almost everybody. Like, the game itself is not super duper hard, but man, if you want to go for mastery and all these different expansions and stuff, like there's all kinds of tricks and complications to it to really add some replay value to it. It's pretty dope. I'm glad they've kept supporting it. Though I almost think they should probably just go ahead and do like Shovel Knight 2. Like, I can only imagine a fresh set of knights. Like, it'd be kind of dope.
Let's see. There could be Bubble Knight, Heat Knight,
Quick Knight.
Yeah, Quick Knight,
Crash Knight, Flash Knight,
Flash Knight,
Wood Knight.
Wood Knight. Yeah.
It just gets worse and worse.
Wood Knight.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to the battle against Metal Knight. Wait, no, that one doesn't work as well.
Yeah, Metal Knight would be kind of metal.
Proto Knight.
Yeah.
Dr. Knight.
Dr. Knight. Fuck, we broke it.
Actually, yeah, that would be hilarious. Dr. Knight throwing like pill bottles at you.
Or, I mean, they could also just skip a whole generation and do Shovel Knight X, which would kind of fucking awesome. Like, all of a sudden, it's like, he's fighting like animals in knight outfits, and it's 16 bits. Like,
No, it's still like the same structure, but instead of everyone being a version of a knight, everyone is a version of a dragon. So you have like Chill Dragon and Magma Dragon.
I like it. That's way better than Eagle Knight. Or is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Kuwanger Knight.
Oh man. There's so many possibilities. If we get all the way to Shovel Knight X7, Tunyon Knight is gonna piss some people off. Oh man. But yeah, so Shovel Knight's dope. Cool game, and cool that they've kept supporting it for at least 2 years now. Kevin in the chat has brought up that unfortunately Shovel Knight Legends 3 was canceled. That's a very funny joke.
Oh.
That's good. Yeah, David, anything else on Shovel Knight? Was this our request tonight?
This was the request, yes. From I can never remember his exact Twitter handle. It's Dire Hunch Crow. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
At Dire Hunch Crow.
Yeah, he's cool. He likes his Shovel Knight. He likes his video game music. Check him out on Twitter and check out the Game Music subreddit where he runs a pretty fun little video game music quiz himself. So thanks for the request there, Dire Hunch Crow. And Johnny, what do you think? Should we move on to game 2?
Game 2.
Did you guys catch those sweet like rap battle lyrics going on there?
It was pretty amazing.
God, so
Oh yeah.
If this is the game that I think it is,
It
I
is.
didn't realize there were lyrics in it.
The words, so the trivia for this, the words cope and CPU can be found graffitied onto the subway trains in the background of one level, which is a reference to a level from the original game in the series.
Man, this is dope, John. I can't believe that you're using the game for the first time on our redo episode.
All right,
Wait.
that's not true. Let's see some answers. John says Sonic Forces, motherfucker.
What?
Not correct. And the other two guys say Sonic Mania and Sonic Mania Brother. This is Sonic Mania. I'm not giving you the hat trick for that, John. No. You do not get a point.
You and your liberal point distributions last week or whatever. Fucking hey, man.
Please,
Whatever.
Please tell me that was a joke answer.
Are you kidding? I've been trying to get John to use Sonic Forces on this show for a long, long time. Yeah, I know, John.
How long? The game's only been out for what, like 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, a long fucking time, man. You know, quite frankly, John should have used the game on the show before it ever came out. Like, it's the game we all loved from last year, Sonic Forces. You know,
You
just
should have used it before and then used it again on this redo episode.
yes.
Even if it didn't fit the themes, like it's flying games, whatever. Sonic Forces.
Trust me, bro. You're rolling around at the speed of sound. It's like flying.
Tails
I
can
I just
fly.
want to see what his OC would look like.
Oh man, yeah, John. Who's your character in Sonic Forces?
Oh God, I would do my best to make like a Sonic version of Donkey Kong, since Donkey Kong's kind of
Oh
my
my
usual avatar for most things.
Oh, dude, that'd be Donic or Sonky Kong.
I kind of
Anyway.
I
think
imagine it would be Donic, but spelled with a K instead of a C.
Yes, it would just evolve into Dank.
Sonic
Um,
King.
Just make Danica Patrick, further connecting her into the Sonic universe.
Just evolve. So yeah, anyway, Sonic Forces is the greatest Sonic game ever. And John, why'd you pick it for this episode?
Oh, God, because I love it, and they have that new expansion coming out soon, which I'm really excited about. Sonic Mania Plus, where they're going to add Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel, which is possibly one of the deeper cuts of the Sonic universe for sure.
Can you explain these characters?
So,
Yes, and why I should care. Boom, roasted.
I can't explain why you should care, but Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel first debuted in Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, the arcade game that was only released in Japan.
Oh, cool.
And then Mighty did have an appearance in a US game in Knuckles Chaotix for the 32X. But this is the first time we'll have seen Ray in any kind of 2D game, or 2D side-scroller, I should say, because Sega Sonic the Hedgehog is an isometric game. And yeah, he looks a lot like Tails. Like, he's kind of the same orange, and he can fly, I guess.
What is he, a flying squirrel?
He is a flying squirrel, whereas Tails is a two-tailed fox.
Do you think that they'll actually play differently, or do you think they're just going to be like skins of Knuckles and Tails?
That's a good question. So one thing is...
Well, I feel like a flying squirrel would fly differently than Tails. He'd be more like a glider.
like
Like,
Knuckles.
Yeah, kind of like that.
So here's the thing. So the guys that made Sonic Mania are like well-known ROM hackers, right? And I think one of them did work on some ROM hacks with like Mighty the Armadillo in them, where he does play differently. So they could play differently because these guys have experience with like making games with Mighty and Ray in them. So who knows? They're also adding like a 4-player mode to it, in addition to the 2-player competition mode. And
Dope.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
yeah, and there's something else too where you can save your speed runs of levels and like race against yourself in like a ghost mode kind of thing, I think.
Perfect.
And there's something else, there's some kind of remix zone where I think the zone layout is actually the same, but they change like some of the colors or decorations or something like that. That part doesn't really sound that great, but yeah, Sonic Mania is still my favorite game of 2018.
I am actually really looking forward to Plus because I never got the original, but I do want to get this since they're adding all of these extra features. And I mean, I have been dying to play as Ray the Flying Squirrel for as long as I can remember. So
As long as I've known the name Ray the Flying Squirrel, which was when
Just
they
now?
announced Sonic Mania Plus, I've been dying to play as Ray the Flying Squirrel. Haven't we all?
When I read
No,
that
it's pretty-
announcement, I just sat there for a second and was like, Ray the fucking Flying Squirrel.
Would it have been better or worse if they had announced Espio the Chameleon? Like,
Better.
It could be
Yeah.
both.
they really should just add like every possible character to
It
it.
could
I
have
mean,
been Big the Cat.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
Big the Cat. Let's get Charmy Bee in there. Let's get
Man.
Vector Crocodile.
Vector, right?
can we get the Werehog version of Sonic in there?
Why the fuck
No.
not?
I like how the Sonic fan is sure, and the non-Sonic fan is fuck no.
Nope. I'm trying to think of all the characters from like the Olympic Games. Silver the Hedgehog.
Ugh.
The Rouge the Bat
Oh,
Girl.
the Batgirl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blaze the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blaze.
Jet the Eagle.
Robotnik.
Yes. June the Swan.
You made that up.
Bean the Dynamite.
He's already in the game.
Oh, what about who's the Bark? Bark is
Bark.
somebody.
Yes.
Bark the bear?
Yeah, he's in
Bark
the
the
game.
Polar Bear.
Yeah, he's one of
Yeah.
the guys that the Heavy Magician transforms into.
He's actually a boss. It's pretty dope.
Oh, okay.
So, John,
Yeah.
I remember seeing you tweet about playing this game recently with like some nephews or something. Like, have you been enjoying Sonic Mania? How great is
Dude, it's the only Sonic game I've ever liked.
it?
You know, I don't like Sonic games like whatsoever, but this game is a lot of fun. I think it's probably since they lowered the barriers to entry, as in made it so you don't die and go all the way back to the beginning, so I actually get to see the later stages of a fucking Sonic game for once. I'm very much enjoying it. And I had the Switch over at my friend's house around Christmas, and I was playing it with my fucking 4-year-old nephew and my friend's 5-year-old son. And Sonic, I don't want to say it's easy, but these kids were kind of crushing it. Like, it is just essentially a 2-button game. Like you're just kind of moving and you're jumping, and then you're holding down and you're pressing that jump button, and it's making you rev up. Like, it was pretty easy for these kids to jump in. Like they had a hard time with some of the obstacles in like the Act 2s, but for the most part, they pretty much handled it. It's like, all right, all you got to know is you got to jump on the enemies, and if you get hit, get your rings back. And they were just like, yeah, sure, thanks, and they just like went to town on it. So it was pretty good.
You say they're crushing.
I
it,
I had to help them with some boss fights, but like.
but can
they
they
pretty much
beat, Can they beat Chemical Plant Zone Act 1 in under a minute?
John, are you challenging my fucking 5-year-old nephew to a Sonic contest right now? Like,
Yeah.
is that-
You said he was
The
crushing
gauntlet
it.
has
Don't
been
start
thrown.
nothing, won't be nothing.
You say he was
Yeah,
crushing it.
exactly.
Sounds like he's actually not.
Yeah.
Sounds like a coward.
Cute, but can he run? Can he speed run it? Hmm? No, of course not. He freaked out when he fell in the water. Like, no, he's not speed running it yet, John. What's wrong with you? But yeah, no, it's fun. It's a fun game to kind of show the kids and help them with a little bit. And now like whenever I'm hanging out, kind of sucks because it's like, Uncle John, did you bring a game over? No, I didn't. Can we go outside and play Sonic? Yeah, who do you want me to be? Knuckles. Okay, like you're Sonic and I'm Knuckles, and all we're doing is running around the yard. So, it's pretty cool. Got my nephew all hooked on video games, and he doesn't own any. So it's a little special thing that he and I have. This special bond between the two of us called Sonic Mania. Nobody else has this.
So which one of them is getting pregnant?
It's complicated.
Whose feet? Who licks
that's
whose
the beauty
feet?
of it. His Sonic fan art is fantastic, and he's only in preschool. Like it's, man, so good. No, let's move on. I don't want to talk about my nephew in that way. John, what else on Sonic Mania?
That's about it. As soon as Sonic Mania Plus comes out, I'm buying it. I don't care if I have to pay for it or not. I'm getting it.
Stream
That's
it.
his vlog of the week.
Oh, I
Now
will.
it's done.
Oh yeah.
You put fucking like Blue Sphere Masterclass back when Sonic Mania came out. So
That was so good. I am so good at Blue Sphere.
yeah, no, it's ridiculous. That's the other thing. I tried playing that. Not good at it. Like, Blue Sphere, not my game.
I've had 20-something years of practice.
Awesome.
Game 3.
So, how we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
So, in addition to the numerous characters that can be controlled by the player, there are 16 inanimate objects that can be controlled as well. So, I'm betting I did a decent job of tricking John and Jesse. Not
Just
so
about to say, tricky.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a clue.
If you want it to be.
I feel like I'm gonna wait till everybody has their answers up.
But what do I know? You suck, John. So let's see. John says Earthbound? No. And Jesse says Smash Bros. Sadly incorrect. And David is correct. It's Super Mario Odyssey.
I feel like the biggest clue was last episode when you said, I can't wait for the redo when I'm going to use Super Mario Odyssey.
There was a rather large clue, yeah, when David first used this game, and I called my shot and said, I can't wait until episode 104 when I pick Super Mario Odyssey. You know, when I call my shot, I take it, fellas. Remember Bebe's Kids?
God, that's right.
Oh God, I just realized I'm the Joker of the show. I'm a man of my word. So anyway, yeah, Super Mario Odyssey is pretty dope, and there's 8-bit remixes of almost every stage theme, which is what happens when you go into one of the little wall pipes, and that's what you hear when you're doing the little side-scrolling levels inside of each level. So that was my tricky move. I was hoping that maybe you would have kind of overheard those songs, maybe on GTT radio or just by seeking out the soundtrack. You know, I could have gone extra easy and done the, jump up Superstar 8-bit version, but
yeah, you could have. But no, fuck us, right? Fuck us.
Hey, man.
Can't afford a Switch? Oh, fuck you, buddy. That's all I heard.
Yeah, John. Jeez, man. You would be so rude to Jesse. Fucking waving all your switches in Jesse's face.
My chair is made of switches.
The first time I went into like the 8-bit section, And then I went back a second or third time to get like another moon, and I realized that the music changed because I thought it was just like generic 8-bit music. Like, wait, this that. Oh,
Yeah, there's an 8-bit remix of everything in this game, and it's pretty good, man. You know, like there's just so many songs in this game that I wanted to use. It's like, oh man, Steam Gardens, oh Fossil Falls, oh like I could use any of these. But yeah, what a just I don't know, just like giant game full of delicious, wonderful tunes. Yeah, it's superb. Johnny, do you still have that hot take key map from when David talked about Super Mario Odyssey?
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like he might.
No, wait, is it this one?
No.
I remember we mentioned that it was important that you kept it on your soundboard.
Yeah, I thought you made a big scene about mapping it to the letter H, but what do I know? So cool. No hot take then.
No,
Sorry guys, I'll sit John down cue.
what's your room temperature mild take on Super Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, so David's hot take on Super Mario Odyssey was, this is the best Mario game ever, which I feel like that's an ironic hot take. It seems like a pretty, straight shooting take. Like, it's a very good game. My, hot-ish take is I like Super Mario Odyssey a lot, but it's not my favorite Mario game. Like, it's fun and it's great, but I don't know. Since I beat it, I haven't thought about it the way I have other Mario games. I feel kind of sad about it. Like, it's a joyous.
What is your favorite one?
I don't know, man. Probably Super Mario 64 or, Super Mario 3D World was actually really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
And then, yeah, I'm trying to think of, maybe, and Galaxy's up there, because it was kind of similar levels of wonder to like this and like Super Mario 64. It's just like, oh yeah, this game's fucking a work of art and I love it. But no, I mean, Super Mario Odyssey is great. I'm not trying to get into the position of saying like the Super Mario Odyssey is not a good game because it's a fucking amazing game. But like, I just feel like it's, for some reason, it's maybe just my oldness. Do I have early onset Alzheimer's or something? Like, this game is just like gone from my brain. Like, there were a couple of memorable moments, but in general, I feel like I just have more fond memories of the other games. Like, I think it's because there's so many fucking things to do in this game. There's so many moons that it's just like bombardment. It's just like, whatever. I collected like 700 of those fucking things. I only remember a couple of them. Like, I don't know. I feel like I, more specifically remember the previous games. Johnny, you know what I'm talking about. You remember the other games better than you remember Super Mario Odyssey, right?
Well, in the most strictest of technical senses, yes. But, like, can I name every star of the 120 stars from Mario 64? No. There's really only like 8 to 10 that I can like remember for sure. So
why don't you give us a quick rundown of the timeline? Of
just I don't know. Johnny, tell us 60. The 60 stars you need to beat Super Mario 64. Tell us the 60 or so you remember.
In order.
Yeah.
There's freeing the Chain Chomp, and
that's actually fun. That's good, man.
End of list.
Almost there. 59 to go.
That's tonight's lightning round. We're going to recite all 120 stars from Super Mario 64.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, shit, because now we're going to have to cancel my lightning round of reciting all 999 moons in Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, man. Fucking dueling lightning rounds. We really should plan the show more often. But no, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, there's some big moments in Super Mario Odyssey. The fucking New Donk Festival is super cool. The Bowser fights are fun, and the final escape is awesome. But like in general, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad game. Again, I don't want to get into that fucking position. Like I, thankfully didn't have to get into a Shovel Knight. I've somehow backed myself into a corner of being the guy that doesn't like Shovel Knight. I don't want to be the guy that also doesn't like Super Mario Odyssey. I'm not prepared to have a take that hot.
I thought you did like Shovel Knight.
So John, why don't you enjoy fun?
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you like things that are good? But no, it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's great, but I haven't felt the need to revisit it, and I haven't really, thought about it all that much since I, got out of it. I don't. Maybe it's like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, do I want to do another playthrough of Super Mario Odyssey? Fuck no. There's like 999 moons to collect. It's not like I'm gonna kind of do a casual run through of Super Mario World or fucking 64 or whatever. Like, I don't know if you can casually run through Super Mario Odyssey. It's enormous.
Here's one thing to remember.
No, see, you can. The problem is a casual run through of Super Mario Odyssey is going to be over in like 3 hours because you only need like 100 moons, and you can get 100 after like the second kingdom. There's many of them. It's just like, here, take them. Go fight Bowser. Fuck it, I don't care.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good. It really is. But it's just kind of like, well, I feel like it's almost like too good to want to revisit, and it's also going to cause a problem for Nintendo going forward because every Mario game now is going to seem small in comparison. Like,
here's something I want to posit, John. Here's a question for you. So you say that Super Mario Odyssey is hard to do casual playthrough, in comparison to say Super Mario World. But is that the issue, or is the issue that being an adult and things like that, like, we don't have as much time as we used to have, and so, because, like, are you gonna go do a casual run through Super Mario World, in the next few days? Probably not, right? Like, I don't think
as soon as I got my SNES Classic, I beat the game in like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Like, it's I think that we would replay Super Mario 64 all the time because back then we had a lot more time on our hands and way less money to spend on video games. Today it's like, well, yeah, you can replay this game or you can go buy another one and then go play that, Yeah,
I mean, even so, I probably only played Super Mario, 64 to like 120 star completion like twice in my life, and a whole lot more besides that. But like, I don't generally feel the need to go back and play these games again. But it's almost just like maybe I just got too into Mario Odyssey. Like I blew through it too quickly or something. Like,
I can kind of understand where you're coming from because I mean I'm on record as being like the person who adores this game. It was my hot take that started this, but I'm hesitant to go back and play through it again just because I know it's not going to have the same impact. Like, it's still going to be great and amazing, but it's not going to be magical.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Nintendo, one of their things they kind of wanted as one of the themes of this game is surprise. And playing through it a second time, there isn't as much surprise. Like, maybe there would be because they bombarded you with so much shit that you've forgotten some of it, like I have. But at the same time, it'd be like, oh yeah, right, now I just have to go through this and do this, and it would all set back into your mind. I don't know. I love the game. Don't get me wrong. Magical game, fucking wonderful soundtrack, a lot of fun to play, but somehow it's just already kind of gone from my mind, as opposed to like fucking my game from last year, Breath of the Wild. I feel I still want to go and sit back down and get back into that world and dig a little deeper. So yeah, I don't know. It's just it's strange. It's a strange phenomenon, and I feel I had weird feelings about it because it's a Mario game. I fucking love Mario games. I love playing the shit out of Mario games. Almost every Mario game besides like Super Mario Sunshine I've played through at least a couple of times. So it's weird to have this one which is objectively better than Sunshine, fall into the ranks with Sunshine of like, I don't know if I want to go back on that one. Like,
so I think it's funny because I feel the exact same way about Breath of the Wild. Like, I played through, I was like, this game's incredible, amazing. And then I set it down and said, well, done with that.
What, did you 100% it?
No, God, no.
Okay, just wondering. I was gonna say, if you 100% it, then yeah, I get it. But like, I still got work to do in Breath of the Wild. I never even finished. I never got my damn motorcycle. Like,
there's a motorcycle.
Adult life has gotten in the way, so that's also a problem.
Yeah, there's a DLC that like adds extra story bits, and if you clear through it, the final reward is you get a motorcycle.
Badass.
I thought I talked to you
man.
about that. It's
Maybe,
dope.
Maybe.
But,
That's great, though.
I stopped just short of getting that, so I got to get back to that. And then I got to work on all my cool trick videos, like all the people I follow on Twitter. People are doing cool ass stuff in Breath of the Wild, and I would like to see some similar stuff coming out of Super Mario Odyssey. There's fun ways to play that game. Some of the fucking crazy ass jumps people are making, I've tried to replicate, and I've been able to do like one or two of them. But man, people have played the hell out of this game. It's deep. It's fun. But
That's what I love about the balloon mode, where it's like you can place a balloon and then you have to pop it. And sometimes you go to like, I'm going to get this balloon. And you go and track it down. It's like, how the fuck did you put that there?
yeah, I hate that. Like, I know how to do everything in this game except that. Like, oh shit. Like, you only had 10 seconds and you got it all the way up there? Like, huh. Good for you. I'm gonna go to the other kingdom or something. Like, fuck. Yeah, maybe that's a negative in Mario's column. Is connecting it with all the people online has made it very clear that I'm not actually very good at things like Super Mario Odyssey. Like, yeah, I got some cool runs and jumps. Oh Jesus, I can't do that. Like, oh man. Oh well. I don't really care. It's a fun ass game. I'll probably replay it at some point. Maybe I'll play it once my nephew gets into it. We briefly played that together, and all he could do was sling the hat. He had no idea what he was doing. So he's good at 2D games. Sonic Mania, that's his jam. 3D games, oh, those little thumbs, they just can't handle the sticks yet. So, we'll work on that together. But, yeah, awesome tunes, awesome game. And, Johnny, I think we should keep going before I dig myself into a deeper hole.
Game 4.
Ooh.
This
Ooh.
game takes place in an office building where no. Anyways, okay, so when using his sudden impact power, this character, or the main character, bears a striking resemblance to Super Saiyan Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Also, there is a guard standing in front of the castle that states he has altered his body to defend peace and justice of the town and became a hero and super cop, Robo Officer. This is a parody of the 1987 film RoboCop. Go.
Awesome.
頑張れそう頑張れ諦めないで口笛吹きさ歩き出そうよ Going now さあごらん雲の隙間からほら見えてくる遥か空の彼方たとえ冷たい風にさらされても自分らしく生きてゆくのが一番だから頑張れそう頑張れ夢は一つじゃないさ手を伸ばせば掴めるよ Take a chance 頑張れそう頑張れ諦めないで口笛吹きさ歩き出そうよ Going now
How you guys feeling?
Not great.
You know, I'm feeling really good.
Not you, David. Come on. You feeling anything?
Feeling okay?
All right, show us. Let's see, Johnny. Anime 6 game 420. Nice. Incorrect. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon is correct that John and David both said. So, yeah. You guys
Yeah,
play
what-
this game?
No, still haven't, but I heard that exact third song on GTT radio earlier today. So
That's awesome.
you know, what a wonderful coincidence. And, you know, it was like, hey, wait, I know this song. Oh, yeah, there's the guy's immediately singing Gone Body. So, yeah, it's kind of clearly a Goemon song. There's John's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sexy time on Game That
Mm.
Tune with Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. So, David, tell us about all your experience playing Mystical Ninja starring Goemon.
Oh, where do I even begin?
See, I would have
Honestly.
done this to John, but he walked away smartly. So, David, take us.
Damnation! Now I become the John. Fuck.
The hierarchy has become clear.
Well, it can't be me. I'm the host, and it can't be Jesse because he's got actual fond memories of the game. So it defaults to you.
Why can't you be the John? Your name is John.
Yeah, I know. You know, but I made myself the host to avoid that. Like, I'm not asking myself any questions. That would, you know,
That'd be
Yeah,
really
right.
weird.
perspection, and no one wants that.
Then
All
he
right,
wouldn't need us.
I'll go ahead. I'll play the part. Hit me with the question again.
So, David, take us through all your fond memories of playing Mystical Ninja starring Goemon for the Nintendo 64.
Well, it's a game and it's got ninjas.
Wow, it's like John never even left. Yeah. So, Jesse, you're apparently still the only person who's played Mystical
Yeah.
Ninja.
Yeah, I've not played it now.
This
Yeah, let me
game
tell
is still underrated, apparently.
You know, and they still need to make new Goemon games. Like, you know, Konami, get off your asses. Don't just make Pachinko machines. Give us, you know, Goemon Survive or Goemon Solid 5, the Phantom Mystical Ninja.
That would be
Any-
amazing.
Just start throwing Goemon into your existing games, you lazy Konami fucks. Like, just
Can we please get Goemon versus Dracula?
Oh man, would love it.
I'd play that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game is great.
Last one I'm throwing out there: Goemon Netflix series.
Yeah, I'd check it out.
I'd
Yeah,
watch
I'd
it.
watch it.
So yeah, this game is is really cool. It's a Nintendo 64 game, obviously, but like I think it's like maybe one of the top 10 games on N64. Like that's just my opinion, but it's so fun. Like I never owned this, but I rented it at least like 5, 6 times. Like I paid more to rent it than if I would have just bought it. And like it's crazy. Like these aliens come down and start turning all the Japanese castles into European castles and stuff. And yeah, and like there's like weird like opera numbers, and then there's the giant robot battles that are super cool. And it kind of plays like a Zelda game. um you gotta run around and get items to go to different areas, and then it's Zelda but ninjas, and you get like 4 playable characters that you can switch between at all times. Like you start off with just 2, Goemon and Ibisamaru, I think is his name. He's this little pudgy guy, and he starts off the game without wearing any clothes, and he has to go home and get his clothes. It's great, and
Who are
then
the
you
other
get like
two
a
characters?
samurai woman and a robotic ninja, and those 2 characters are pretty cool. I remember there's like food-based enemies, and which is weird.
Sounds like everything about this game's weird, which makes me really regret having not played it. Like, it's one of those blockbuster rentals that I feel like I could never get my hands on.
It's very there's a lot of humor in it, and yeah, it's a very neat game. The music, there's a ton of great music in this game. I tried to watch a speed run today. Apparently, you can speed run this game in like almost 2 hours.
Nice.
Damn.
And that's crazy. But the thing is like for this speed run, and this kind of made me mad, and I kind of rage quit it. He's like, this has to be the Japanese version, and he was exploiting all these bugs and stuff. Like there's this one part, like you don't even have to get the first weapon that you need to get to the second dungeon. He just skips the whole first dungeon. Just like he jumps on this sign and it makes him jump through the game. And I'm just like, you know what? That's kind of garbage. Like when I watch a speed run, I want to see how fast someone can actually go through the game, not exploit bugs in the game. Like I understand if it's in the game, it's in the game, but
Yeah.
still, it's kind of garbage. You don't get to see the game being played at a high level. You get to see some hacker bullshit.
Yeah,
Fuck
no.
them.
One of those fucking games done quick. The last one they did, I was really excited because they were doing a speed run of Metal Gear Solid, the original one. And I'm like, oh man, that could be really fucking cool. But no, they were doing a speed run of Metal Gear Solid specifically for the PC, which is, as the guy who was doing it said, a notoriously buggy version of Metal Gear Solid with like tons of exploits and all this stuff. So instead of fucking like watching someone just kick ass at Metal Gear, you watched him just like crouch a bunch and accidentally fall through walls and shit. And it's just like, this isn't entertaining. Like I'm sure somewhere there's a hotel banquet space full of people sitting watching this happen live, but no, this isn't very entertaining. Like,
That's what I loved about the Games Done Quick Splatoon 2 single player, because it was somebody who had gone through that game and figured out like all of the tricks, and not like bugs and sequence breaks, but like if I can ink this one section of the wall, I can go into it and then jump off and skip like this portion of the level. Look how good I am.
yeah, no, I've seen some crazy ass like Splatoon speedrun people. It's awesome. Like the way they move through those levels is supremely impressive. And it doesn't involve bugs, it just involves fucking skill. Like I guess it takes skill to manipulate some bugs, but it's not very fun to watch. Like
I enjoy watching those bug kind of runs. Like you can beat Super Mario World in like 4 minutes by placing a bunch of red shells in just the right spot and then
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
having Yoshi swallow an enemy at the same time he swallows a coin or something, and like it just jumps straight to the credits. Like somebody had to figure that shit out. That's amazing.
Like those kind of bugs, those are kind of fascinating for the first couple of times, But when it's like, okay, you got to crouch down in this corner and then like jump this like really weird way, and then you just like fall through the level to get to this other thing. It's just like you're just looking at the wall and you look stupid doing it. I don't know.
It's just kind of disappointing because it's like, hey, watch me play through this game. I'm not gonna play through it.
Right. That's the thing. That Super Mario World thing was really cool to watch because it was bizarre and inexplicable. But it also brings into question what it exactly means to beat the game. Because all that guy did was, do some sort of fucking hack. And by his definition, since he saw the credits and they, went to the end where it says, thanks for playing, he had beaten the game. He actually hadn't done a fucking thing, but I beat the game. Like, no, I can go Google image search the final fucking screen of Super Mario World. I didn't beat that shit.
No,
like,
he beat the game in the sense that he like beat that game into submission. Like he made the game do what he wanted it to do.
Yeah. Gross, John.
That came out wrong.
Did he clean it afterwards?
Fucking, call it an Uber.
God, okay, I didn't mean it quite like that. I mean, like, he owned it.
No, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon.
Yeah, it's really something, huh?
Yeah, you guys need to get on it. It's a cool game. I've been playing it a little bit on and off, and I think it still holds up, kind of.
Yeah, no, I think it's
decent still.
I need to see how much it is at like a local retro game store because, I don't like very much playing emulated Nintendo 64 games. But like, if this were out there for like $15-$20, I might give it a shot. So have to take a look around, play it perfectly legally. Yes, totally.
I mean, you pretty much had me sold with Zelda with ninjas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also
and giant robots.
As I'm looking through the Wikipedia page, how has this never come up that the character of Goemon is loosely based on legendary Japanese thief Ishikawa Goemon?
Well, that
how
makes
have we
sense.
The character Goemon is based on a guy who was born in 1558 and was boiled alive in public after trying to assassinate someone and thereby becoming a Japanese legend who is now attributed like supernatural ninja skills. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that fucking is. Yeah.
Are you sure
Did
that's
anybody
just
tell
not,
me there was a real life Goemon?
Are you sure
I was
that's
just gonna
not
say, isn't the real life Goemon the inspiration for Goemon from Lupin the Third?
Probably. And I also love that Goemon. So
Are you sure that this Legend of Goemon isn't like a Quentin Tarantino film? Because that's what it sounds like it should be.
yeah, it sounds that brutal. And yes, Quentin Tarantino should presume to make a movie about it. But no, apparently it's just there was a legendary fucking like thief and assassin back in Japan in the 1500s who is now a legendary ninja assassin.
And he uses a pipe for a weapon.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. And unfortunately we didn't have to contend with many giant robots, but he's like Japanese Robin Hood, and that's fucking awesome. So that needs to come up. Goemon now.
I did just double check, and the character in Lupin the Third is Goemon Ishikawa the 13th. So he is a direct descendant.
Yeah, that's the shit. I love Lupin. If everybody on that show was just a direct descendant of some famous Japanese folklore person, that'd be pretty fucking cool. Like, but anyway, I don't know enough about Lupin to say anything more than that. And Jesse, you got anything else before we move on?
Just check it out.
Fuck yeah, I will. Does it feature anybody being boiled alive?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, you got to play to find out. Okay. Oh, man.
I'm sure there's a ROM hack with that feature added in.
Boiled Goemon.
Game 5.
So, when this game was initially released, it received criticism for its roster of playable characters. One character in particular, fans cried was only there as advertisement for an upcoming game in this series. However, the developers had decided to put that character in the game without even knowing that that game was in development. Who's got some answers?
Maybe.
This comes no surprise.
So, we have Jesse saying Hyrule Warriors, sadly incorrect. We
Damn
have
it.
John Harrington saying Fire Emblem Warriors, which is correct. And John Regan says Fire Emblem something something squiggle $5. Points?
Yeah.
No, just point for John Harrington then.
Booyah!
I'm okay with
Well,
that.
John said Fire Emblem. That should count for John.
Yeah.
That gets him something.
Okay,
Throw the at a bone.
point for John.
No, I figured once this episode rolled around that you were going to take the chance to rectify our episode 89 lost episode situation.
I was gonna say I wanted to do this because A, the music is awesome, and B, because our podcast listeners have not heard anything about this game.
Yes, exactly. Like in true redo episode fashion. When a redo episode comes around, David picks a Warriors game that he has not been able to discuss for our podcast listeners. So, David, tell us all about Fire Emblem Warriors like it's the first time we've ever heard you talk about it.
Well, I'm also excited for this opportunity because last time I had only played the game for about a week because it came out about a week before Super Mario Odyssey. And once Odyssey was out, this kind of got put back on the shelf. And now I've been able to more fully explore the game. And this game has kind of become my new obsession.
It's the only game that my Nintendo Switch ever gives me a notification that you're playing. Like anytime I'm playing something and working on the podcast or whatever, and your little icon pops up. DFD Fleming, Fire Emblem Warriors. I think he's into his Warriors.
So I checked before the show. I have played Mario Odyssey for 50 hours. I have played Splatoon 2 for 55. I have played Fire Emblem Warriors for over 75 hours.
Okay. So you're outpacing your usual obsessions. So awesome.
This game is great. I'm sorry. Yes, John?
Oh, I was saying the end. Let's go on to the calculated computer. No, I was.
No, and it's as I've gotten more into it, I've started to really enjoy and appreciate the Fire Emblem part of it because it's a lot more strategic, and it's not just you still get the hacky slashy combat, but there's the Fire Emblem elements because you get the weapon triangle and you get the pair-up mechanic. And those really add everything to it because as you fight characters that you are weak to, you can take them out more easily. Everybody gets a little stun gauge. And if you have an advantage over them, you can make a critical strike against them. And then the pair-up mechanic, when you bond together and you perform your ultimate attack, both of you will cross over and do it. You can also swap between characters and you can do it mid-combo, which is really useful. So if you're playing as a spear character and you're fighting an axe character, the axe has the advantage, so you're fucked. But if you're paired up with a sword character who has an advantage against the axe, you can swap out, attack them, bring up a critical gauge, swap back, and then fuck up the axe user.
Sweet. I think the point that you're trying to make is this is a Fire Emblem game that's not a Fire Emblem game, and therefore you're actually having fun playing it. Would that be a correct assessment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I like that there's more strategy to it, so it's not just mindless button mashing grinding, but it's also not so strategy oriented that you're just looking at spreadsheets and menus. So it strikes a really, really nice balance.
I dig it. I really do.
Also, shout out to Dell in the chat who brings up the point Robin is greater than every other character, which is accurate. Robin is my favorite character in this game.
Oh yeah? Is there a reason?
Well, Robin is a mage, so all of the magic attacks cover a wide area, so you just tear through enemies. And because there's Bose, Magic, and Tiki who uses a Dragonstone, they're not part of the weapon triangle. So as you attack enemies with Robin, you build up a little gauge, and once you build that gauge up, you can activate it and get a critical strike against any character regardless of weapon. So you basically have an advantage against anyone.
Sweet. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know if anybody else had anything else to add or if I should just keep going.
You are the only one that's played this. You should absolutely just keep going. All I'm saying is sweet because it all sounds really fucking sweet, and I still haven't played it.
And going to the trivia, everybody seems to be shitting on this game because of the roster, because most of the characters have clones where it's the same moveset, but like different stats and different animations. And when the game first came out, Celica from Fire Emblem Gaiden, which just got remade as Echoes, Shadows of something. And it's like, oh, this is bullshit. They just put her in as free advertisement. But apparently the dev team was like, no, we just really like Gaiden and we wanted to put her in there. So we thought people would be happy.
You know what would have been free advertising? If they put in a Toyota Celica instead of the character. Like if
No,
you're,
this is Nintendo. It's got to be a Mercedes.
yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like put the Celica in there. What? What is this? 2006? Do we have a agreement with Toyota on this? Somebody check on it. But in the meantime, develop it. We need to be able to switch between the Dragon Rider and the coupe on the battlefield. Like put the Celica in there. Cool. See you later. That's my Celica joke.
Well done. But I mean, everybody was like, there's so many clones, all the movesets, blah. But the thing is, there's not a bad character. Every character is fun and enjoyable to use. Whereas if you look at Hyrule Warriors, all of those characters play differently. And some of them really suck.
Who are the worst? The worst 3 characters in Hyrule Warriors. Go.
Yeah, bottom 3.
Okay, definitely Lana with the Deku Spear. I would say probably Zelda using the Wind Waker, which sucks because I really wanted to like that weapon, but you don't move. You stand in one spot and attack from there. So like anybody can just gang up on you. And I would probably say Wizro, who's one of the like new villains, who's like the magic demon guy, because it's a cool idea because he kind of like sets traps and everything to like activate and spring on the enemies, but it requires planning, and in a Warriors game you're not really planning.
I can't believe you put my boy Wizro on blast like that, David. What the fuck? I'm just
I mean, that's my opinion, I will say Tetra is probably low on the list because she has like next to no range. I still love using Tetra. She's one of my favorite characters to use, but she's got like... So I say all that to say...
I'm just practicing your faces.
I was gonna say, all the like people listening to it on the podcast, like, why is he pausing so much? I mean...
explode here!
Because Tetra is like Corrin in Fire Emblem Warriors. Not a great character, but fun to use. And Corrin is basically the worst character in the game. Like their worst character is a solid B.
Corrin's the worst? How could that be? Corrin's OP as fuck. Just going on Smash Bros.
But no, like, yeah, it's like the video game equivalent of popcorn. You can just keep going back to it, and you just keep wanting an extra handful. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to move you to tears, but damn if it's not fun, and you just want to keep playing it.
You're not eating the right kind of popcorn, bro. Yeah.
Well, okay.
You got to get a big bag of that kettle corn they sell at the fair. Like, oh, man. When they're stirring that shit up and they dump the sugar on it and they pour it out hot and fresh and then just bag it up, you get like fucking a laundry bag full of it for like $5. That's some life-changing fucking popcorn right there. Like, I can't believe nobody else is backing me up on this.
What I'm wondering right now is why isn't late night kettle corn delivery a thing? Because I really want some kettle corn now.
Where
Dude.
did they do this?
I'm talking about it at the North Florida Fair here in Tallahassee, but I would bet that's at any state fair. They got some guy stirring up a thing of kettle corn anytime you want. And yeah, why is there not like a Little Caesars for kettle corn? Like a hot and ready kettle corn shop. Like, holy shit, we just came up with our like $1 million idea.
Game that tune, kettle corn.
Exactly.
Kettle
Oh,
that corn.
that's where your Patreon dollars are going. It's going to getting us a large seasoned kettle to make kettle corn at the fair with.
I was gonna say, we're canceling the 24/7 music streaming site and using that money to instead buy a giant copper pot.
Yes.
I don't
Oh,
know if
man.
you're severely underestimating how much a copper pot costs, or severely overestimating how much it costs to run that stream. Like,
Shut up! We want them to think
Hey,
that it
we'll
costs a
iron
lot
out
of
the
money, so they'll
details.
give us more.
Seriously, John, eventually we'd like to do both, you dumb fuck. We want to fucking stream music for people and make kettle corn, god damn it. And you're blowing it. Oh, God. Pull back the curtain. I'm sorry, everybody. Anyway, David, you were talking about Fire Emblem Warriors and how it's delicious, sugary kettle corn.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
What's your
like I said,
favorite character of kettle corn?
Is- Corin?
boo.
I am a big fan of Robin, who is sweet. I'm also a huge fan of Lynn. That's more of a caramely flavor. And I gotta say, I really like Anna, who is chocolate covered.
Salty?
Who's your pick for like some people like a more of a salty popcorn, kettle corn? What would your pick for the salty one?
Ike is unfortunately not in the game.
What?
Yeah. Salty, I would probably say one of the Wyvern Riders, either Minerva or Camilla.
Ooh, cool.
So, like, and
Whatever it is.
what about somebody kind of like buttery and smooth? Or a cheese flavored?
I am so
Oh yeah,
fucking
cheese.
hungry
Who's
right now.
cheesy? Dangerously
God
cheesy.
damn it, guys.
Those Boy Scout cans of popcorn you would get.
Oh, I'm gonna eat so many snacks when we're done with this show.
Okay, so you have to clarify: is cheesy good or is cheesy bad?
It's delicious. What is
Alright,
your
so then-
problem?
Then the cheesy killing is definitely Ryoma, and I think the butter is Crom and Lucina.
Yeah, the butter's the one that gets left in the kettle all the time. Like, you eat the caramel and you eat the cheese, and the butter's the last thing you touch. So, boom, I just got you to toss Crom and Lucina under the bus.
Boom.
Stay in
still-
the can.
They're fun to play as. Like I said, like the worst characters in this game are very enjoyable to use.
Exactly, and the popcorn's eventually still very tasty to eat. You just got to get through the fun, delicious characters first. So,
You got me thinking
Yeah.
about how, like, cheese powder on popcorn, like that cheddar cheese powder on popcorn is so good. But man, if you like melted cheese on popcorn, that would be so disgusting.
would it?
Like, I was imagining like Mexican, 4 cheese, cheddar cheese, sprinkled on popcorn, and then you microwave it. I don't think that'd be
I would
particularly
eat that.
great.
Why Mexican? Why not just like some cheddar, man?
I don't think
Like,
that would be good either. I can't. Maybe
when you do powdered
Parmesan.
cheese on your popcorn, is it Mexican spice flavored? Like, is it pepper jack?
No, well, that'd be great if it was powdered. I'm just saying the powdered versus the not powdered cheese is the difference here. Like,
What?
like if I put
No,
on
man.
shredded cheese,
Now bringing up
Corn and then dumping some cheese into it, like that'd be fucking awesome.
I don't think so. I
See,
think
be
John's
like
talking
nachos
about
with
pairing
popcorn.
up like Mexican cheeses with popcorn, and now I'm wondering if popcorn will pair with tequila.
I think everything is pretty well with tequila. Like,
yeah.
Or does
popcorn.
everything pair well with popcorn?
That's a good question. Let's open up a fucking, a Fire Emblem Warriors themed pop up restaurant, popcorn and tequila shop, and just see how people like it. Like, Now-
Can we please call it Cornin and Tequila?
yes, I was hoping you would have some popcorn and tequila puns for that one.
Is tequila just spelled
pairing.
tequila?
So now,
Sounds like it would
we're
be.
talking strong pairings of popcorn and tequila. Who is the patron of Fire Emblem Warriors? If we're talking tequila, like who's your top shelf?
Either Lynn or Ryoma.
Okay,
Because like Lynn is probably the single best character in the game, and Ryoma is just basically broken.
Nice. I like a broken character and a broken bottle of tequila. I can usually just kind of pocket that and leave the restaurant with it.
So which one has the worm in it?
That's like non. I'm always thinking of tequila like
Mezcal.
clear.
Is it mezcal?
Maybe.
I thought you were asking what character, and I was trying to like figure it out. I was like,
So which character is the mezcal with the worm in it?
Probably Tiki, who is situationally the best character.
Sweet.
Because Tiki's whole gimmick is, has anybody here played Hyrule Warriors?
Not a few years.
Cool.
Briefly.
Tiki is the young Link. She is a very weak little dragon girl, but once she builds up a gauge, she can transform into a giant dragon form and just wreck shit.
That's cool.
I like it. So once you get to the bottom of the bottle and you eat the worm, you transform into the dragon and you just wreck that shit, man. It's just like you're in a blackout state. That actually, David, that makes perfect sense. What a cogent analogy. So yeah, now I want to go get drunk and eat popcorn.
That was a fantastic.
This has gone on a tangent I did not expect.
I really want to
you
go.
hate business, man. I can't believe it. You've stepped up to the plate, son. You really have been playing
I was
this.
going to say, I've got like 75, 80 hours in this game.
You can compare any character in this game to any food you want, motherfucker.
I want to go pop some popcorn. I want to sprinkle some shredded cheese on it and throw it in the toaster oven and see if it's delicious or disgusting. I think it will be disgusting. That does not sound good to me.
Why would you pop popcorn and then put it in an oven?
Yeah,
It's already done.
To melt the
Yeah,
just to melt
No,
the
he wants to
cheese.
melt the cheese on top of it.
Yeah.
get a fucking, a heat lamp or something. Don't toast it. Like,
Listen.
fuck, man.
No,
That's why you got to kettle up the popcorn, and then as it's popping, you got to dump the cheese into it. You got to dump some shreds in there so a little melts on every popping kernel, and then you dump it into a big bag at the fair. It's probably a good thing. It's just the logistics of it make no sense.
I don't know. It's probably God. See, okay, I have a lot of time on my hands now because I just got cut down to like half time at work, and I'm interviewing for jobs. So like I'm gonna figure this out. This is great or disgusting.
You know what you could spend all that time with? Enjoying Fire Emblem Warriors on Switch.
Oh, I think I was
Yeah,
saying adding
dude.
more gifts to the 24/7 stream.
Get to work.
I feel like if you try your popcorn experiment, it should be a fun video.
Yeah. And work on that self-flipping pancake already, man. Put some popcorn kernels in the batter so when it pops, it flips. You want to be a fucking absent-minded inventor or what? Shit, John. Anyway, Fire Emblem Warriors is dope. It's easily compared with all food and liquor. David is just Mr. Handle that business. And David, unless you got something else, man, I feel like it's time to move on.
No, only thing I could add is if you have any interest, give it a shot. It is a great game.
Hell yeah. One day. Johnny?
Calculating computer activated.
You hear that like balloons, rubbing sound, like.
Oops. Scoring complete.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hold on a second here. I'm still loading up the sound. There we go.
This game's winner is David Fleming.
Excellent.
Must have been that stepping up to the plate in the analogy round.
Oh, it was, because you and I were tied, and I for a moment thought, I should win tonight. And then as I thought about it more, it's like I have no theme that I can define. Like I've got some theme molecules floating around. And then you handled your Fire Emblem Warriors food discussion. So David, it had to be you, pal.
John,
Congratulations.
John, I feel like I should win tonight is something that you think every week, no matter the score.
Don't, man. Why do you think I wrote Sonic Forces on a piece of paper tonight? I wasn't trying to win. Sometimes these things happen. But anyway, David, we got episode 105 coming up next week. What do you got in mind for a theme?
Well, I was thinking, what we haven't done in a while is a company theme. So I'm thinking next week, Sega games,
Yeah.
either developed or published by Sega.
Interesting. That was, I think, our most recent company-focused theme. But they make a lot of games, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Sweet. It'll be the John and Jesse episode because we've used Sonic Mania twice now, and that's the only thing I got. No, I'm kidding. There's so many
Somebody's
different-
got to use Sonic Forces.
Somebody's got to use Sonic Mania a third time.
Yeah. Sonic Mania Plus out yet? Fuck me. No, it'll be good, man. Fun theme. Sega makes fun games. And I'm going to Google right now if there's another version of Samba de Amigo. Please, God. Anyway, thanks to everybody that was watching along with us live tonight. We have a blast every Wednesday night. Twitch.tv/GameThatTune, YouTube.com/GameThatTune, Facebook.com/GameThatTune. A lot of fun playing live and chatting along with you guys. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for downloading in podcast form. We're on GameThatTune.com and on iTunes and everywhere else Wednesday mornings. So check us out there. And thanks to everybody that goes to Patreon.com/GameThatTune. Patreon.com/GameThatTune is the home for fun exclusives. We've got mixtapes every month. We're trying out new show ideas, little bonus shows for our patrons. I'm making express mixes when I get the itch, where I just boil everything down to just the tunes and a little bit of trivia. Skip all the chatter for people that just want a nice music filled mixtape every week. We got a lot of fun stuff coming. It's helping us run our 24/7 music live stream on YouTube. And, we really appreciate the support. Special thanks to our super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger and Lance Revere. You guys are fantastic. Keep it up. And thanks to Dire Honchcrow for our request tonight. If you want to make a request, email us at gamethattune@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at gamethattune. Slide into those DMs. Just bug us with video game stuff. We love the attention, and we love just talking video games and video game music with people. So find us there or find us individually on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at jgangsta187. Find John Regan on Twitter at
JP Regan JR.
Oh man.
You're changing your branding. I love it. Find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
Hell yeah. And find David Fleming, tonight's winner, on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
Yes, sir. So, D Gangsta, what do you got for bonus tunes tonight?
Well, I was thinking Sega games, and the theme was revisiting old games we've used, so gotta go back to that well that we love so much from the Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform soundtrack. This is Dream Valley from the Knights track.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Peace out, y'all. Shovel Knight is copyright 2016 Yacht Club Games. Sonic Mania is copyright 2017 Sega Games Company Limited. Super Mario Odyssey is copyright 2017 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon is copyright 1998 Konami Company Limited. Fire Emblem Warriors is copyright 2017 Koei Tecmo Games Company Limited and Nintendo of America Incorporated.